Peter Drury-esque paragraphs.
Hello everyone and welcome to the highly anticipated EPFA Four Nations 2023, a centralised regional competition hosted in the city of Munich, Germany. Across the weekend we gather to witness an exciting tournament featuring the nations of Germany, Austria, Italy and Switzerland. Here in front of us, lining up for the first fixture of the day, we have hosts Germany against Austria. Live on your screens is the lineups, starting with Germany, which will be run through by my co-commentator for the weekend, Greg Baxter.
Danke, Ryan. So for Germany, we have number 7, Felicitas Fischer. Number 8, Marco Roman. 9, Efe Can Onanmis. 10, Casio Cossa. 12, Ludwig Leinweber. 13, Romy Potschk. 14, Johannes Koch. And 55, Daniel Olek. And for the Austrians, Ryan?
Yep, let me load their screen up. Obviously, both were present at the EPFA Cup 2022 in Geneva last year, which we'll talk about in more detail as the tournament progresses. But lining up for Austria, they have number 1, Arta Wollmann, number 2, Winfried Zwanziger, number 4, Carolina Schongai, number 5, Moritz Ziegner, number 6, Jakob Schreifel, number 8, Michael Kiefler, number 10, Ilyas Jusic, and number 11, Henry Ziegner, and their coach, the very familiar Leonard Vasily.
Actually, I forgot to mention Germany's coaches. Nuri Onanmis, assisted by K. Roman. Very highly anticipated tournament indeed.
Indeed. So just run you through the schedule today before we bring you live commentary of the opening game of the EPFA Four Nations 2023. The opening fixture scheduled for 15:15. It may be slightly delayed between Germany and Austria. Game number 2, Switzerland take on Italy at 12 o'clock Central European summertime. At 2:30, Germany take on Switzerland, and our final game of the day is Austria versus Italy. So, as I mentioned, delighted to be joined on commentary by Mr. Greg Baxter, a pillar of the English power chair football game, a name synonymous with excellence and achievements in both his playing and commentated perspectives. European champion with England, so he'll be able to provide a unique perspective to our commentary across the weekend. Greg has triumphed against many of Europe's best teams, and these insights will hopefully be invaluable. I'm setting the bar high for you.
Mate, keep going. I'm loving this. This is brilliant.
I've got more. We are truly privileged to have him here providing expert analysis and adding depth to our understanding of the matches unfolding before us. There's my script done.
That 20 quid I paid you earlier has worked out well, isn't it? Blimey, that was... Thank you very much for that lovely
Get me
intro.
a nice Bavarian beer later.
You mentioned central summertime as the... it's definitely summertime in Munich. The weather has been absolutely gorgeous for the last few days.
It is very, very nice here in Munich. A shame it's in times like now it's a shame that our sport isn't held outdoors because the sun is shining. Very nice part of the world, this.
I've been here since Tuesday and I've had a wonderful time. It's been absolutely
You've been
brilliant.
seeing all the sites, went to the Allianz.
Yeah. Apologies to anyone who has me on social media. I've definitely been spamming my
no
my
apologies needed.
It's been a really good cultural experience. I've loved every minute of it.
That's brilliant. So our referee, Casbean, readies the teams in the centre before we get proceedings underway. Our assistant referees for this fixture, Nordin Subvovic and Gerrit Wieland. The fourth official is Millie Bean.
For those eagle-eyed viewers, obviously I read out 14 Johannes Koch for Germany. His chair this morning turned up didn't fit the specifications. I've been told he has till half time if he wants to play in this opening game. Germany just having their team talk.
Do you want to run through just kind of the overall logistics of the speed testing, Greg, just so for those who aren't familiar?
Well, until a few months ago, I wasn't very familiar myself.
That worries me for the amount of time you've been playing.
Funny enough, it worried me as well when I found out. Obviously, for every game, we go onto a speed ramp, run the chair forwards and backwards, just to make sure that we are all under the 10 kilometres an hour mark, to make sure no one has an unfair advantage.
Of course.
Keep the sport as fair as we possibly can. And the atmosphere is building.
It certainly is. We've got fans either side, which I'm sure you'll see as the camera pans from left to right. It looks like, as it currently stands, Germany will be shooting from left to right in the first half. Austria from right to left. As you can see on your screens now, we've got our Austrian and Italian contingent. And on the right, Germany and soon to be Switzerland. As I mentioned, all four of these competing nations across this tournament showcased their skills and talent at the EPFA Cup 2022 last year in Geneva. Germany particularly impressive, finishing third in the overall standings, qualifying for the next European Championships, provisionally scheduled for 2025. As has just been mentioned by our third commentator, which I'm sure you'll hear some snippets from throughout the tournament, Alex Dowding behind us, controlling all of the cameras and graphics, has just mentioned that the German team and all German players now playing in Strike Forces, the arguably the most ideal chair for competitive power chair football, certainly the most advanced iteration that we have in our game at the moment. They were brilliant in Geneva, so I have no doubt they have every expectation of coming here and winning the EPFA Four Nations 2023. Italy finished 5th out of 7th. Austria finished 6th, and Switzerland 7th in the EPFA Cup 2022. So very closely matched, hoping for some really competitive fixtures today and tomorrow. As you can see, some of the players for the German national side have the German flag across the 3 bars of their bumpers.
An adornment of musical instruments as well. This is
yeah, I'm not sure how well they're being picked up over stream. I've no doubt you can hear the foghorns and the
milk carton.
Adapted musical instruments. I was going to say, it's the improvisation is admirable. Yeah, the Italians, the energy that they brought to Geneva last year was absolutely incredible. And if we have our national anthems as the competition consolidates and goes to the kind of the placing matches, you will hear the pure passion that our Italian fans have. So our referee, Carolyn Bean, blows the whistles to surely get the teams in.
My apologies. It wasn't Johannes Koch for Germany. That is, his chair is not in regulation. It is Austrian. Jakob Schiefel's chair is currently overhanging. Obviously, you can't have your chair overhang the back of your bumper. Power football, that's dangerous.
So Carolyn Bean just draws the captains of Germany and Austria to the centre. The Germans, captained by Marco Rollmann. The Austrians, Ilias Jusic, both standout performers last year at the EPFA Cup. Now we line up, we can go through the exact team lineup, starting with Germany. In goal, it looks like they're going to have number 13, Romy Puchk in yellow. In the centre, number 8, Marco Rollmann. On the left-hand side, it looks like it's going to be number 9, F8 Can Onanmis, and on the right, wasn't present at the EPFA Cup 2022. Excited to see what Acacio Cossa, the German number 10, can bring to this side. For Austria, they have number 2, Winfried Zwanziger in goal. On the left, number 10, Ilias Jusic. On the right, it looks like they've got Karolina Songai. And in the centre, they've got
number 1,
Artur Vollmann. So proceedings underway.
And the first 2-on-1 of the tournament. Just 11 seconds in. Number 1 for Austria, Artur Vollmann, playing in the middle but wearing the goalkeeper jersey. And number 2, Winfried Zwanziger, has to be careful that when Winfried wants to come back, doesn't give away a 2-on-1.
Brilliant early play from the Germans. Started off by the captain Marco Rollmann, picking F.A. Can Onanmis out on that left-hand wing, and a nice guided pass across the box. Found Acacio Cossa.
Austria going with the all defence. Very popular defence from these sorts of kick-ins. Deep in your own defensive third.
Slightly mishit by Acacio Cossa, but he has another chance to generate an opportunity with a kick-in.
That's what you want to see, smiles on faces.
Absolutely. It's worth mentioning that a lot of these teams are in their relative infancy in terms of their international journeys. So the most important thing for them will be to enjoy the experience. They certainly did in Geneva last year. But the level continues to rise.
There is no better feeling than representing your country.
I couldn't even imagine. Obviously, a European champion with England, you can speak more than most. I think Austria is the only team you've played against. Is that correct?
Here, in Munich?
No, for you when playing for England.
No, I made my debut against Austria.
Did you?
Then I came on against Northern Ireland, and I made an appearance against Ireland in the final group stage game in Finland.
But I'm correct in saying you've never faced Germany, Switzerland, or Italy in your international journeys. That I think it was their first. It was their first competitions in Geneva last year. So this only their second in the international history. Nice pass from Artur Vollmann, fired down the left-hand wing. A little bit too much pace for Ilias Jusic to control. Goes out for a goal kick to be taken by Romy Puchk.
A good start from this German team, 3 minutes in. That goal kick, very well intercepted. As they now drive to the far right-hand side. Can they find the pass through?
Marco Rollmann has to be aware of the oncoming Ilias Jusic. But I think if the first 3.5 minutes are anything to go by, it should be an incredibly competitive tournament overall. All very similarly matched on paper. Arguably, Germans are favourite if you're taking the form of recent games into consideration. Marco Rollmann now trying to get the better of Artur Vollmann. A chance now. Would have been nice to see Karolina Songai just a little bit more deep on that left-hand wing. Artur Vollmann. they're certainly trying to do the right thing. Just need to get their positional play a little bit more fine-tuned.
Yeah, Arthur Volman, they're trying to play the right way, trying to find the passes, which is what you want to see. A great little front bumper pick-off. Started that little counter-attack that Austria had there. It was a 2v1 for a short while.
Arthur Volman. Decepted by Marco Rollman.
Oh, I thought he'd just get away with that one. There was good communication, letting his goalkeeper know whereabouts he is, Ilias there. What a pass that is. Can we get a 180 on the end of it? No. It was a great little through ball.
It's the second time that Marco Rollman's picked that diagonal ball out to F8 Can Onanmis on the left-hand side. We are really putting up a challenge to commentate over the incredible noises and instruments of the German fans to our right. Positive signs for both sides in the opening 5.5 minutes. Karolina Songai now to put some pressure on Marco Rollman. 2-on-1 in favour of Austria, whether that was F.A. Can Onanmis or Romy Puch advancing out of her box. Either way, an indirect free kick will resume play.
I think that was a 2-on-1 between number 9 and the number 8 for Germany there. Just watching their spacings. Just for those who are new to the sport, 2-on-1. Must keep 3-metre distance between you and your teammate if there is an opposition team member within that 3 metres on the ball. It'll be an Austrian kick in.
Ilias Jusic to take was very, very good in Geneva. I'm very looking forward to seeing what he can do in a strike force. I think he's recently acquired the chair, so interesting to see how his game has adapted or developed in the 10 months or so since our competition in Switzerland. Karolina Songai flicks it back to Ilias Jusic, tries to guide it back to the number 4 Austrian winger, but cleared well by Marco Rollman. Options on the bench for both sides. Germany have number 5 Moritz Ziegner, Austria options on the bench: Moritz Ziegner, Jakob Streifel, Michael Kiefler and Henry Ziegner. Germany, Felicitas Fischer. They have Ludwig Leinweber, Johannes Koch and Daniel Olek. Corner ball comes off the side of Roman Puch's chair.
Will this be the opportunity for the first goal?
I think the first goal will play a crucial role in a lot of these games across the weekend. It almost lets you dictate the play. Ilias Jusic to take, just taking a little bit of instruction from his coach, Leonard Vasily. Fired into the post.
I don't mind that attempt, because Marco Rollman was creeping forward, expecting the pass into Arthur Volman at the edge of the box.
Romy Puch with the goal kick. All the way down, it's going to go out for an alternate goal kick if Winfried Zwanziger lets it roll, which he does. Just over 8 minutes gone. Germany 0, Austria 0. Huge thank you to all joining us across our YouTube stream. This the first of 4 games today.
We are looking for a change of ball. And I did wonder, as they were doing the warm-ups for the game, that ball did sound flat. reliably informed there might have been an issue with the pump.
So FA Can Onanmis on the left-hand wing. Closed down well by Arthur Vollmann. Just trying to pick their passes, Germany, but the Austrian number 1 doing well to cut out the majority of the momentum. Over to FA Can Onanmis. Tries to fire it across the box via a rotated spin kick, but hasn't quite got his timing thus far in this game. But you can just tell if he finds his timing, he'll prove a real valuable asset on that left-hand wing.
That was a great little passage of patient build-up play there. Just playing the 1-2s,
and I think that is the crucial thing here. And if I was the coach for either side, it was just to have that patience, not to try and force the openings.
Germany here going for the 4-up.
Yeah, they are. All German players currently residing in the Austrian half. Cleared and blocked well by Carolina Songa at the first attempt. Acacio Costa tries to get a little pick off, no doubt to send it into the path and direction of the number 9, Onanmis. It goes out of play.
Both sides trying to play football the right way.
They are, which is really good to see.
Trying to play that passing football, which is what we want to see. Look at this, passing out from the back.
It's a risky pass, that. Onanmis quick to intercept.
Austria just got to be aware.
So just for all of those tuning in across our YouTube stream, the perimeters of the pitch and goal areas of both nations are designated by that that black and yellow hazard tape you see. Obviously there's a few lines designating different sports within our sports rule. The hazard tape is the one you need to be paying attention to. Rollman fired into the box, cleared by initially by Winfried Zwanziger. Another 2-on-1. Austria just struggling to get out of their defensive half for the few minutes that have just gone past. Marco Rollman no doubt will have another attempt, indirect, so it has to go via another chair to be registered as a goal. FA Can Onanmis presenting a good option on the left-hand side. Acacio Costa on the right, over to it. Onanmis back to Rollman on the edge, piking some nice passes, fired it in the goal between Zwanziger and Vollmann to register the first goal of the game and the tournament. It's FA Can Onanmis. Brilliant, well-worked opportunity between the two German players, and our hosts take the lead on the 12th minute of this game.
And don't the fans know it?
They certainly do.
That was a really, again, we spoke about the patience, passing it back and forth.
Exactly that, and
just waiting for that gap to appear in the defence, and the shot from number 9, FA Can Onanmis.
I will say off the ball, Acacio Costa doing incredibly well to limit the option of Ilyas Jusic on this left. He's proven a real nuisance for the Austrian side.
The Austrians in defence, the problem they're having is knowing when their goalkeeper, Arthur Vollmann, wants to push out. Number 2, Winifred Zwanziger, has to drop to the line, because the minute that Vollmann exits the box, it will be a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
If Zwanziger's too close. Playing the wearing the goalkeeper jersey means you can't give away a 2-on-1 in the box. But as soon as you venture outside that box, you become live in 2-on-1s. And that goal there coming from a set piece.
It's good work from Ilyas Jusic. I think Marco Roman caught slightly unaware to the ball's placement there, and he's going to try and keep it in play. Corner kick for Austria, looking for an immediate reply. Artur Vollmann, the best option for Ilyas Jusic on this left-hand side. Karolina Songai well marked at that back post. Into Vollmann, flicks it, goal bound, cleared by Romy Puch. Ricochet into Marco Roman's chair, still gives Artur Vollmann the chance to generate an opportunity for the Austrians. Romy Puch untested thus far. And Vollmann does well to clear his lines. Efekano now miss, attempting to keep it in play. A little bit too much pace to do so. So Austria will get a kick in, taken by Karolina Songai.
Great little effort. Trying to catch out Marco Roman there. Gap between goalkeeper and defender. She's expecting the pass to the back post. So should be 2-on-1 there. You mentioned the off the ball work by Cassio Costa. Trying to mark Artur Vollmann. I think they've managed to identify that he is the danger man, trying to play the passes wide. But can't mark with two players. 5 minutes left of what's been a pulsating first half here in Munich.
Should we bring Alex in? Alex, can you come in to provide your thoughts on this first half thus far?
It's been close, isn't it? It's been played at a decent pace as well for.
I think the bravery of both sides is the thing that really sticks out to me. That they're taking risks to try and earn them rewards, which is incredible to see. They're not sitting back and defending. They're playing exciting football, exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, it's the culture or the nature of power share football is if you want to sit and be defensive, you can really close teams down and stop them from playing, but it means you can't score.
I would like to see Efekano maintain his reversing momentum there as opposed to adjusting forward facing.
It's broken down a little bit a couple of times down the German left there. I just think, like I say, if
he gets his timing, is what I'm saying. He's certainly causing issues thus far, being the only goal scorer in the game. That's our first contact foul of the game. And it goes in the favour of Germany.
Favourite saying the referee is always correct.
Marco Roman to take, yes. Efekano Nanmis snugly in that left wing. Snugly a word? I'm going with it.
Whether it's a word or not, it wasn't a word I was expecting to come out of your mouth there.
Certainly for the varied languages we have here, there's probably not a well translated word.
Very nice idea again there. Just playing the ball down the line, reversing out the way to give himself the space there. Efekano Nanmis. The 180, trying to find it across the box to the back post, but it's well blocked. There'll be a goal kick, which has resulted in a
I think if you're Germany, you're really trying to capitalise on them goal kicks. Winfried Zwanziger just struggling to clear or gain any real momentum to find one of his Austrian teammates. They're quick to pounce. Ilyas Jusic now met by Onanmis.
Yeah, the goal kicks definitely an area that Germany will look to exploit. Obviously, Austria just Zwanziger just tapping them off to Vollmann, who then tries to play the expansive pass. Just having those two players deep already just invites all the pressure.
Of course. So Cassio Costa cleared well by Artur Vollmann. Ilyas Jusic now tries to control it. Little bit of a heavy touch, sends it into the path of Romy Puch. Down to Vollmann again. End-to-end stuff in the final 2.5 or so minutes. Efekano Nanmis will try and keep it in play, but once again, too much pace. Keep it in play. Austrian coach and captain just having some words there.
I think again, if Efekano Nanmis there just stays up.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what his coaches will be relaying to him in the half-time break. If he just stays advanced in that final third almost, he receives the majority of them well-placed passes from Marco Roman. Blocked by Artur Vollmann.
The Austrian goalkeeper has impressed me, Arthur Bowman. Trying to play the right way, trying to find those little front bumper pickoffs out wide.
Yeah.
That's a great part of that post.
FA cannon now missed. There's curse of the commentator almost comes off the side of Arthur Volman's chair, and that's the second.
No, it was on target.
It was on target, so another goal for FA Can Onan miss. Germany 2, Austria 0 in the final 30 seconds of this game, of this half, sorry.
So I know it's gone quick, but it's not gone that quick.
Yeah, really bitter pill to swallow for Austria, who have been better since the German opener.
Great play by Ilyas Jusic there. Sorry, Ryan.
No apologies needed.
The goal kick in, dummying Costa down the line, driving at the German box, and winning his country a corner. You think if you're Austria there, you just want to try and get in.
An immediate reply almost from Carolina Songai, but she just condensed too close to Arthur Volman. Really unfortunate for the Austrians, who could have had half the deficit, as we're now into the additional time that Caroline Bean has accrued across this first half. I don't think it'll be much as she readies her whistle to blow for half time. Romy Puch to take the goal kick. And straight away she blows her whistle. Half time, Germany 2. Austria 0, a brilliant opening half of the EPFA Four Nations 2023. Thank you to all that are joining us across our stream. And as we mentioned earlier, this is the first of 4 fixtures today. Next up at 12 o'clock, all of these in Central European summertime. I believe it's on the time zone of all of our competing nations. So that's at 12, Switzerland versus Italy. 2:30 Germany take on Switzerland. And 4:15, Austria take on Italy. But a great first half. Looking forward to more in the second. No doubt Austria will want to try and get into it immediately.
I think they'd have wanted to get in at half time. Just the one goal down.
And it's the same with any format of sport or football. Scoring or registering a point that close to the half-time break is hard to take. Completely adapts and changes the approaches of the respective coaches. Germany now will probably sit back a little bit more, take less risks.
Well, that's the debate you've got now. You're 2-0 up. Do you want to sit back and invite the pressure? Because then if you concede one early on, it's hard to then switch that mindset to go forward again.
Whereas in Geneva last year, the EPFA Cup 2022, you had to be on it, and there was something tangible to attain in the European Championship qualifying spots. Here, I would like them to maintain, even though they've got that 2-goal advantage, to continue to attack and pressure and take the risks, because this is the place to do it. This is still kind of a friendly tournament, if you could call it that. So I don't want anyone to be pragmatic or defensive. Take the risks, because in the longer term development of these countries, it will prove incredibly invaluable.
Like I said, both are trying to play the right way. Not trying to dribble through each other, trying to find the passes, exploit the spaces that are there in both defences. Germany haven't looked impervious.
No, there's definitely things that the Austrians can capitalise on. They've had a few chances. If they just get their timing and positional play a little bit more fine-tuned, there's goals to be scored. Be interesting to see if Germany utilise some of their substitutes in the half-time break.
Austria need to sort out their 2-on-1 positioning. The back, they're just giving away too many.
It's their initial goal kicks, isn't it? Because they're not getting the ball up the field of play. They're immediately condensed by the German attack. Leaving our referee Carolyn B no choice but to award them 2-on-1. So we'll see what the approach is for these nations. Looking to register 3 points on the board. So the placing of this game, obviously the 4 competing teams, each country will play the other across today and tomorrow, and then whoever finishes third will play fourth in a third and fourth place placing game, followed by our EPFA 4 Nations 2023 final tomorrow afternoon between the teams that finished first and second.
I was right. I second guessed myself, and I was right. You had his cogs cherries also.
Don't doubt yourself, Greg.
No, I should back
Believe
myself.
in yourself.
Should back myself more clearly. So, yeah, it's frantic work going on at the back of Jakob Schiefel's chair for Austria. That's been going on extensively throughout that first half, trying to get his chair legal to take part in this opening game, and
it looks like Austria will be readying a change.
do you think
information on that?
If I look at Jakob Schriefel there, he is wearing the goalkeeping jersey. Do you think Austria have had to potentially resort to plan B to start the game?
It certainly looks that way. I wonder if Artur Volman will take that central role. In Geneva last year, it was Ilyas Jusic who predominantly played in that central position. So Austria certainly not. They're trying to adapt to the situation of the game. So we will see as they line up. Just to talk quickly about one of the tournament's partners, BVS Bayern, the Disabled and Rehabilitation Sports Association Bavaria, which is an organisation based in Bavaria, Germany, dedicated to promoting and supporting sports activities for people with disabilities and those undergoing rehabilitation. BVS Bayern play a significant role in fostering inclusion, enhancing physical well-being and improving the overall quality of life for individuals with disabilities. So a huge thank you to them. We'll provide more details on their support across the weekend. So Austria already,
I think they're staying as they are.
certainly for the start of the second. They'll want to make changes fairly soon. Germany definitely in the ascendancy, having registered 2 goals in the first half. FA Can Onanmis with 2. An early step, putting an early claim for top goal scorer. No doubt looking for his hat-trick in the second.
I think if you're Austria, you've had your team talk, you give it the first 5 minutes or so, see if anything changes, because if you get the 1, momentum's with you then. Germany will be wary of not wanting to lose the game, and something in your subconscious says, right, we'll just sit back now. 2-1 potentially. Can you hold out for 15 minutes? If nothing changes and they don't get a goal, then Austrian coach Leonard Vasile will be looking to the options on his bench, try and get a change. I don't know whether Germany will really want to make any changes, stay as they are for now, because that first half worked really well going forwards.
So the team's on the screen, as you can see now. They started the game with Romy Puchk in the goal, Marco Rollman in the centre, with wingers of Cassio Cotta and FA Can Onanmis. They've got options. Yet to see if they're going to utilise any of them at the start.
Delay
of the second. Yeah, slightly delayed.
I think it's because they're trying their hardest to get number 6 for Austria, Jakob Schriefel involved. Just checking now whether they've managed to get so his chair is no longer overhanging. It's not a case of, as you sometimes see in the running game, one team staying in the changing room a lot longer than the other one. Austria have been out. Austria have been out and about. Number 6, Jakob Schriefel, is cleared to play. As I said, the Austria have been out and about for a while now. Is Germany...
Great team huddle from Germany.
As you mentioned there, will be a sub for Germany. Number 12, Ludwig Leinweber.
Interesting, they've taken off the goal scorer of the earlier two goals. So no hat-trick yet. FA Can Onan missed. The youngest member of the German squad has to start the second half on the bench. Austria unchanged at the start of the second. Once we kick off, you get confirmation of that substitution. So, yep.
Again, that ball does sound rather flat. I don't always like to play with, but to the audio, it does sound very flat. Here goes a chance here, straight away for Ludwig Leinweber. Great pass back into Marco Roman, who drives onto this right-hand side.
There's confirmation of that substitution. Ludwig Leinweber on, FA Can unanimous off. As Germany pick up where they left off.
I do like what Marco Roman did there.
He's a good player.
He rolled the ball into Arthur Vollmann and then backed off and said, right, if you play that back into me, I'm going to look to switch it. I'll use the pace that you put on the ball for me to play the pass. Kick in there. Leonard Vasile, the Austrian coach, screaming at Arthur Vollmann to drive.
Very animated character is Leo Vasili.
Love that man. Very animated on the
an
sideline.
icon in power chair football.
Obviously,
Marco Roman's done well, but not as well as Arthur
Vollmann wins
yeah.
it. Advantage play 2-on-1. Great pass out to Carolina Songai on this left-hand side. And there, just defensively, you saw the benefit of having that middleman wearing the goalkeeper jersey, because Carolina Songai could come as close as she wanted to the box. Really restricted that space for Marco Roman. What can Austria do with this kick in? To Ilyas Jusic. Squirms it to the back post, lines up the 180.
If I'm not allowed to say snugged, you're not allowed to say squirmed.
What, you said snuggly.
Snuggly.
The ball did squirt. How else would you describe that ball getting to the back post then?
Fizzed.
Your standards of fizz need
Marco
adjusting.
Roman, yeah. Arthur Vollmann just cleared by Marco Roman, met by Ilyas Jusic, locked in a battle, the two captains of these nations. Austria are awarded the kick-in by Nordin Subovic.
The game just burst into life there.
It is a great game so far. Brilliant start to the EPFA Four Nations 2023. I'd love to see an Austria goal here, just to
Completely unbiased, of course.
just to keep the game competitive and just see how both teams adapt.
I want to see an Austrian goal just to see Leo run down the sideline. Jose Mourinho-esque.
Yeah, the challenge then is on Mr. Dowding behind us to get the camera panned over to him in time.
That's not two, that's fine.
Ludwig Leinweber with one of the first involvements in this second half. Can Austria capitalise? Carolina Songai at the back post.
Completely unmarked.
Yeah, but well positioned by Marco Roman to prevent that option for Austria. Good battle between these two.
One thing I will say, Ilyas Jusic, number 10 for Austria there. Very strong dribbler, the ball. I saw that in Finland in 2019.
He's a good player. There's a lot of talent that you'll see across this tournament, across our four nations. The Italians, who finished 5th in the EPFA Cup 2022, have some talented players, as well as Switzerland. So that substitution, let's get confirmation of it. The one that Austria have been trying to make. Artur Vollmann has been very good.
I must admit, I'm very surprised that Artur Vollmann's been withdrawn there.
I probably thought it could have been Winfried Zwanziger and then Artur Vollmann adopting that most defensive role for Austria.
I would have liked to have seen Jakob Schriefel here on the ball. Obviously, we're not.
Apologies for the match clock, which is static at the moment. We have had just under 25 minutes.
As I was saying there, I would have liked to have seen Jakob Schriefel and Artur Vollmann on the same pitch, because, you know, what you really want Winfried Zwanziger, he's not in a strike force. And when you're that last line of defence, that potentially can cause you some issues.
I think that's certainly an approach they'll adopt against Switzerland or Italy. Certainly that on paper is a more attacking approach.
Why would you not do it though?
I know. They're being pragmatic still, and a chance there for Karolina Songa, who ricochets the ball into the right hand post. Romy Puch wasn't well enough positioned to prevent that if that was on target. They maintain their attack. It just comes off the back of Marco Roman's chair. I would have liked to see her let that roll for a corner kick. Jakob Schriefel has been busy since his introduction, met by the alternate goalkeeper, Romy Puch. Committing a lot of players forward, Austria, as are Germany. Their two wingers in Kosser and Leinweber well advanced to capitalise on a potential counter-attack.
You mentioned that off-the-ball work that Casio Kosser did in the first half. They've been passengers in this second half.
Okay, substitution. Looks like Henry Ziegler's going to come on.
And here we go. Now, see, great minds think alike.
So Michael Kiefler's come on.
Austria now have 4 strike forces on the pitch. Number 8, Michael Kiefler, adopting that defensive most position there. Player who did play in goal in Finland in 2019 with that for the Nations Cup.
There's confirmation of them substitutions. Austria have been the better side, I think, in this second half.
No doubt about it. They've come out of the traps flying here. Knowing they're 2 goals down, they need to try and get one back as quickly as they can.
Just under 28 gone. Still Germany 2, Austria 0 as Jakob Schriefel tries to pressure. Chance for Henry Ziegler, his first introduction. Over to Ilyas Jusic on the left-hand side. He couldn't caught in 2 minds as to what orientation or what direction to direct his chair in. And the ball goes out for a goal kick, but the danger signs are there.
If Ilyas Jusic was sat on that post.
I know.
It's a brilliant ball from the recently introduced number 11, Henry Ziegler.
Another standout player for the Austrians last year. Will be looking to build on that experience here in Munich. This time it's the Germans that are trapped in their own half. Romy Puch struggling to break the lines of the Austrian press. Kosser met by Ilyas Jusic. Jakob Schriefel. You can tell why they were so desperate to get him on in the half-time break. Yeah, he's changed the game for the Austrians and put them on the front foot.
3 out of the 4 Austrian players were there 4 years ago in Finland. just Henry Ziegner. It wasn't.
I think it's scary that was 4 years ago, Greg. Where's
Don't
time gone?
don't remind me, please. Don't remind me. It just seems like yesterday. Yeah, COVID obviously made time feel a lot longer.
It certainly did.
It's what a time.
So Ludwig Leinweber, just a cushioned ball into Marco Rollman. Advantage played, otherwise surely a 2-on-1 in favour of Austria. Back to Schreifel. Ziegner has to drop off. Ilyas Jusic with an attempt at goal. Blocked by the back wheel of Romy Puch. They're putting together some really nice attacking play now.
The question that's on my mind now is, why didn't Austria start with this?
Well, Jakob Schreifel didn't pass regulations, and you can see that everything is coming through.
But I think Jakob Schreifel come on and made a difference, but Arthur Volman was trying to play those passes at the same time.
It's nice work from Acacio Cossa, being fairly isolated in the opening 10 minutes of this second half.
Germany just need to relieve some pressure. They've been camped in their own half for pretty much all of those opening 10 minutes of this second half.
I can safely say if Austria started the game with this sort of momentum, it wouldn't be 2-0 to our hosts, Germany. Austria kick in, be taken by the number 6, Jakob Schreifel. Great pick off. Again, Ilyas Jusic didn't quite have his chest positioned well enough. Another attempt at goal. He finds the back post and he fires it almost over the line.
Right. There is the goal for Austria. I have no idea.
Wow. Wow.
Ilyas Jusic with that goal that Austria, you'd say, deserved based on the balance of play in the second half.
It's been absolutely brilliant this second half. That they're generating the opportunities and the initial pick-off.
This is what I said. Get one back. First 5-10 minutes. All the momentum is with Austria. Oh, well played there, Ludwig Leinweber.
Heavy contact between Leinweber.
Something come off the chair. I mean, how did...
I'm not quite sure what that is. Is it a hubcap on the side of Leinweber's chair? Yep. I didn't even know they had hubcaps.
This is...
Brilliant start to the EPFA 4 Nations 2023 and an opportunity for Germany now. They haven't had many throughout this second half. Surely they'll want to regain that 2-goal advantage. Marco Rollman on the right-hand side now in space. Leinweber isolated on this left-hand wing. Directs it towards goal, and really fortunate there for Jakob Schreifel.
So nearly.
It didn't direct into his own goal.
So nearly. Overestimated that.
Yeah. So Acacio Cossa with the corner kick. Fired into the box. Cleared well by Michael Kiefler. I think that's his first involvement since his substitution.
Henry Ziegner, if he was just on his bike, I was going to say, on his bike a little bit earlier, that was a 2-on-1 counter-attack, and they were off. Sorry, do I have to try it? To try and use some more multicultural phrases. They've got to.
Germany looking to ready a change. Daniel Olek set to come on. Before that, Acacio Cossa, an attempt, an effort. Marco Rollman positioned well between Kiefler and Schreifel. Fired into the box, met by Jakob Schreifel. Slight miscommunication between Jusic and Schreifel allows Romy Puch to limit the space and contact from the German.
That was a
gives Austria the direct free kick when they get that substitution. As mentioned, Daniel Olek coming on. Let's get confirmed. Daniel
I
Olek.
believe it is for Ludwig Leinweber. Yeah, he's not really been able to have the desired effect since coming on. One thing you would say that's good for Germany is since that Austrian goal has gone in, they've been able to just slow their momentum.
That's what they needed to do. Because the Austrian attack was gaining so much momentum and pace, and it was only a matter of time if the game continued in that fashion that they sourced the equaliser. A two-on-one in favour of Germany. It looks like Germany have switched their tactics slightly. Acacio Costa now occupying that central role. Marco Roman on the right and Daniel Olek, that recent substitution on the left where he played throughout the competition last year.
I didn't think Germany gave away a single 2-on-1 in that first half, unless I'm mistaken. This second half, get a bit frantic. They're feeling the pressure a little bit.
So just under 5 minutes to go. Germany 2, Austria 1. Schreifel intercepted by Acacio Costa. Great, Daniel Olek couldn't quite get the timing to flick that shot goal bound. It goes straight out for a goal kick. Interesting to see how the number 10, Acacio Costa, does in that central role, that key role within the context of power chair football will be crucial and key. Misunderstanding between the Austrian defence there allows Daniel Olek to capitalise, and heavy contact by the number 55 into the back wheel of Jakob Schreifel gives the Austrian defence that respite that they needed following that miscommunication and error.
That's one of those in the running games. On the counter-attack, and he's absolutely just wiped him out. Wiped him out there.
Could have very easily been the first card of the competition. Jakob Schreifel, brilliant pass over to Ziegner. Costa all the way out of play for a goal kick.
I think he could have taken that potentially with him. He had all the space behind him. As you say, a great pass there from Jakob Schreifel. And they've got the space because Germany are playing so far forward. 4 minutes left, plus any additional time. We're set for a very, very close finish here. The communication needs to be ironed out here between the Austrian players.
Yeah, they've lost a little bit of steam and momentum. I think credit is owed to Germany for that little switch in tactics and formation. Just having a word with Marco Roman.
Reversing in, can't reverse into a... Ilyas Jusic was smart there, just positioned his chair behind Marco Roman. Pass in, Ilyas Jusic made the run. He's not that quick. He's not that quick at all.
Too much pace. He's not. He would have had to have been in reverse to really capitalise on that opportunity. A little bit of a too much diagonal direction from Henry Ziegner. It's not often you want more of a square ball, but in that occasion it would have benefited the Austrian captain. Romy Puchka now. Can Austria capitalise as they had throughout the first 10 of this second half? Ilyas Jusic sends it goal bound. A chance for Henry Ziegner now to fire it towards goal. Finds the equaliser. They did just that. They capitalised on a poor goal kick from Romy Puchka. And Austria, with 2 minutes left to play, level the tie. What a brilliant game this has been. Henry Ziegner.
And to say this, if Jakob Schreifel had been able to play in this first half, we could have had a very different story. Because since half-time, apart from that little 5-minute spell after Austria got the one back, it has been all Austria. Is there time for a winner? All the momentum is with Austria. Can Germany hold out for that draw, which at half-time you'd be saying, we didn't think we'd be saying that.
if this is a sign of things to come, this is going to be a brilliant competition. Schreifel down to usage. Again, they've really utilised that pick-off incredibly well. Ziegner has been bright since his introduction. But you do ask the question why they didn't start with, certainly with Ziegner.
He plays with such passion.
You can see that, just the facial expressions alone.
It was a great finish because Romy Pochka was left 2v1 and she'd gambled on the pass being played to the back post to Ilyas Jusic. He just got round it and fired it into that near post.
Schreifel struggling to...
There's a gap here.
A chance here. Again, a lot of pace on that ball. This time Ilyas Jusic controls. Can he flick it back to his number 6 on the edge? The pick-off directed into the side of Romy Puchka's chair. We're going to get a 2-on-1 and a great late opportunity for the Austrians. They were 2-0 down.
Leo Vasily is jumping up and down.
Yes, so we've had the regulation 20 now into any additional time that Caroline Bean has accrued. Indirect free kick has to go via the chair of either an opponent or teammate for Jakob Schreifel. He has Ilyas Jusic to his left, Henry Ziegner in between the chairs of Romy Puchka and Marco Rollman. Can they generate an opportunity? Fired into the side of Romy Puchka's chair. The pressure's still there for the Austrian captain. Can he find the gap? Marco Rollman has to be aware of his positioning.
Referee Caroline Bean has the whistle in her lips. There's a chance.
Late chance blocked by Romy Puchka. Pressure still there.
This is back to the wall stuff, the final few seconds. Can Germany hold on?
Trapped between the two captains. Marco Rollman just evades the pressure. What a game.
Couldn't have asked for a better opening.
No, you really can't. Ziegner just with a miss hit. Otherwise, Ilyas Jusic was in a world of space on this right-hand side.
Far too close to Jakob Schreifel, though. Even if he had connected, it would have been a 2-on-1, and this is it. Last chance, perhaps, of the game. And there is the full-time whistle in this opening game of the EPFA Four Nations 2023. And if that is anything to go by, we're in for
we really are.
a brilliant tournament here in Munich. Germany taking a 2-goal lead into half-time. Jakob Schreifel able to get his share legal during that half-time break. Came on and made such a difference in that middle.
Full credit to the Austrian contingent, the coaching there. They adapted to the situation. We wanted to see them come out and attack, and they capitalised on Germany. And despite them 2 early goals from Efe Can Onanmis, Jusic and Ziegner sourced the 2 goals to bring them back in the game. They will almost be disappointed they didn't get the 3 points, Austria, and that...
I think you could say both sides potentially disappointed they didn't get 3 points.
Absolutely.
Germany taking that 2-goal lead into half-time. Obviously, Efe Can Onanmis brought off at half-time, having got those 2 goals. And Germany just didn't really get going. Second half.
Thank you to all that have joined myself and Greg for the opening game. Next up, scheduled for 12 o'clock, around about 45 minutes, we have Switzerland taking on Italy. And as we've said time and time again, if that's a sign of things to come, I'm really excited for the next matchup.
Roll on the next game, eh?
Absolutely. Thank you to all that have joined us. Join us shortly for Switzerland versus Italy in the EPFA Four Nations 2023.